mentor, your personalized teacher, where it will ask you questions, it will help you to think in the right direction. If I were to just dip towards healthcare, I'm fairly engaged with healthcare quite a bit. I'm on the board of a large hospital in Hyderabad. Today, the healthcare proportion of doctors to population is extremely low, especially rural healthcare, like sir mentioned. If I look at the Bharat side access to healthcare, ChatGPT can be a good co-pilot for telehealth practices. A lot of standardized responses can be filtered. I'll give you an example. IIIT, there is a healthcare startup which detects tuberculosis by the sound of the cough, as versus taking a sample of your sputum and then culturing it and taking 10 days. With a 95% plus accuracy, this startup is able to detect early tuberculosis just by the sound of the cough. Deep tech AI combination into healthcare. That's my quick contribution, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Shriram, quickly.
So, with reference to what exactly the chat GPT is doing, like for example, as Sanjay also mentioned that, that you can become a personal this thing, and I see this there is a lot of potential. As sir was saying initially, that, if we take example, these all things actually get to feed it into chat GPT. If you see example of even Mukesh Ambani, few days back, of probably 18 months back, they hired a few consultants. They are looking at the Japanese model to prepare a vision document that what should be the vision for that company and that for their family. So as sir rightly said, it is very much required when you are talking about SDG goal number 15, 17, thinking about people, that how they should think about livelihood, how they should go to the next levels. I guess this is where the technology should go in. The technology should go into a level that, okay, if I'm going to give in my resume, or if I'm going to say that this is what I am doing and what is what I need, a chat GPT should tell me that, hey, this is what is possible for you. We don't have access to good research papers. We don't have access to best of the technologies. They should tell, hey, this is what your path is. This is how it should be. So as in the other people on the forum said, there are very, possibilities which will really help us to go to the next level. Also, healthcare policy works everywhere wherein ChatGPT can play a significant role. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just add a couple of points and I'll go back to sir's earlier comment. How to take technology to the grassroots level people. Agriculture sector, right? I think there is a there are many use cases in agri sector with generative AI, which is ChatGPT, or even broader AI also, right? The advantage India has, right? All these systems fuel on data. India has, by sheer just virtue of population, I would still call it, huge and massive data. So the accuracy of information is a function of data you use. And India is in a best position, be it healthcare, be it agri. The other dimension, India has multiple languages, dialects. Using ChatGPT kind of solution, we can break the barriers of language. So the farmer or person in a rural village can still access information which is available for people in Hyderabad or Bangalore or Mumbai.
Thank you. Satish, before ChatGPT, we have seen already a lot of businesses have started chatbots to address their customers. So how do you see this changing the service delivery to customers or bringing a lot of information to them?
See, we are very primitive in the logistics industry, which is my domain, in terms of saying, when does a truck come into a factory for a factory stuffing or rest of them, which is the crudest way to this. You would pick up a phone, you would still dial, tell the transporter, sir, abhi aa jayega, aadha ghante mein aa jayega. From that to things like the current technology that have come in, the accuracy level has increased to a very large extent. The other thing is today in the factories or anywhere, the forecasts that you come from manufacturing and production and planning is a very bad area for you to do the rest of the planning. How many trucks do I need at the end of the month? What would be on the 15th and the 16th? I think with technology coming, you are addressing larger issues in terms of your demand forecast, your festivals and the rest of them. Things like ChatGPT, for example, is a layman language that I can say. Today, if I want to go to Udaipur and Jaipur on a holiday, and my wife says, can you put an itinerary together? I don't need to break my head and call a travel consultant. I have a tool where I just go type and say, I need to go to Jaipur and Udaipur. It tells me, get up in the morning, have breakfast, and this is your top restaurant, 10 o'clock here, further, and you present it to your wife, you are the best hero in your house. So I think technology can be leveraged brilliantly. On the security angle of technology, today you have cameras that are there, which are there to take out. But I know when my son comes into the house and goes out, and when did he log into the gate, like my gate type of apps which are there in terms of it, when did my driver come in and come out, sort of it, your overtime calculations, your ledger accounts on sort of. I think there's a lot that the technology can make our lives use, but it depends again on how well versed you are. What is the challenge that we see today is that the guys in the bottom know the technology. But sometimes when we talk in the corporates, the guys on the top still are not aware that what can they change the organization to reach larger places. So if you don't leverage technology, you will perish. If dinosaurs has perished being a mighty animal, it's just because it did not know its power. And technology's power is mightier than dinosaurs. I think the biggest thing that we are missing out is the big data. We have historical data which we can take and do a lot more things. So I think my take is that.
Thank you. Audience round. I saw a hand there. Yeah. Sir, over to you, then I'll come to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, this is my 24th year in High-Tech City. And I have worked very closely with your team back then when we received a number of delegations when Microsoft and other companies were setting up in Hyderabad. Now I have joined a Section 8 company like GFST, specializing in quantum computing. So I don't have a question, but I have two proposals to make. Quantum computing is a field which is still emerging, not adopted by the industry in production yet. But India has made a good move by creating the National Quantum Mission and launching a 6,000 crore seed fund this year. The cabinet approved it in April this year. That was in the making for the last 3 years. I wish we had somebody like you to accelerate some of those. The proposal is twofold. One, we need to create a test bed for quantum computing anywhere in India. Location can be decided collectively, where startups can build prototypes and take those ideas in quantum computing to mainstream in the not so distant future. Today, no startup has availability of a lab where they can try something, unless that lab is created by some IBM or some AWS or Microsoft. India's own lab does not exist today. So number one is proposal is to create a test bed for startups in the field of quantum computing. Number two, the vision of the organization that I'm representing is called Quantum Ecosystem and Technology Council of India. We started it very recently. The vision is to create an incubator specifically for quantum computing startups, again in the near future. So these are the two proposals I wanted to table, and we need you to act as a catalyst for this sector to move more fast and India to have a strategic advantage in this space. And I will give 2 data points here. China's seed fund for quantum is $15 billion, 1-5. The country that has done more work in quantum computing, even more than US and Europe put together, is China. So that is why India needs to put its act together and bring all the minds together to make this a priority for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We can work it out as a pressure group, GFST, how to put pressure and also how to create public policies and how to advise respect to governments, everything we can work it out. These are all new technologies. One is application of new technology is very important.